Hi, guys. Welcome back to Shalika Knows Sports. I am your host, Shalika, and you know it, guys. I have been able to take a few days off, but I am back, and you guys guessed it what the topic of conversation is today. It was quite a few upsets this week. I don't even like to say upsets. I like to say any given Sundays, right? And so, of course, let's go ahead and recap some things that happened. Baker Mayfield went to Los Angeles and had an amazing game. I'm happy for Baker that he had an amazing game and that he was able to play so well in such a short period of time with Sean McVay. But here's what I think. I think that is an anomaly and that that's Baker's ceiling. But I do think that Baker will regress to the mean when he plays a more intricate defense. Let's just be honest. The Raiders have found every way possible to lose. And so I think that once Baker really comes up against some really stiff competition, you'll start to see the Baker of old and he'll come out. Do I think, though, he will possibly play better? Because I put it this way: if coaches like Sean McVay are not able to fix you, or the Mike McDaniels, or even the Kyle Shanahans aren't able to fix you, you probably just aren't fixable. And so I do think he'll possibly could play better, but I think that this wasn't an anomaly for Baker, and that he'll somehow regress to the mean. I don't think he'll be as bad as he was in Carolina, but I do think that Baker will not play as good as he played before. Because, I mean, when you think about it, honestly, when people show you who they are, you got to believe them. He was a turnover machine when he was in Cleveland. He was a turnover machine in Carolina. Is like one of the highest turnover quarterbacks in both of those cases, in both of the, pretty much in all the NFL. That doesn't just turn off. And so I think that there can be progression in that, but I do think that he'll still turn them over at a high clip until that is worked on out of his game, and his game evolves much like other quarterbacks have evolved out of that. And so that's my spill on Baker. Now let's go forward. Now, the one thing that I have to talk about is my Carolina Panthers. And why ain't nobody putting no respect on their name? Why ain't nobody putting no respect on the Carolina Panthers name? Listen, I have to give a shout out to Coach Steve Wilkes. Let me explain to you why. When you look at the scheme of all that is going on in Carolina in one season, basically what Steve Wilkes has done with this team has basically almost been the impossible. Nobody even gave the Carolina Panthers a shot at the Matt Rule was fired. Wasn't even given a shot. Because people say, these teams don't win when they get an interim head coach. That just usually doesn't happen. Now, I will say that Rich Bisaccia, he was the exception to the rule with Vegas, right? And then they got rid of him, but that's a story for a different day. And you see how that's turning out, but that's a story for a different day. And that's really the exception to the rule. It doesn't really typically work like that. And so to see what Steve Wilkes is doing in Carolina, they done lost players, coaches, and nobody gave them a fighting chance. And here they are. And dare I say it, I'm feeling pretty confident they're gonna win the NFC South. And I mean, everything is in their lap. They are pretty much in the driver's seat. I just don't see them losing going down the stretch. I think that their hardest competition down the stretch will be the Detroit Lions. I do know that Pittsburgh often can sneak up on you, but here's why I'm not as concerned about Pittsburgh, because if they don't have the rookie quarterback under center, I know that Mitchell Trubisky, as much as I wanted to give him hope and I thought maybe he sat under Josh Allen and learned, he has looked horrible. And so because of that, I think that our Carolina defense will exploit him. And I wouldn't even be surprised if we get a couple pick sixes off of him. Just because he's been that bad. But if Kenny Pickett can play, I think we'll get some interceptions off of him too, just because he's a rookie. And although they want to put him in the best position, he's just gonna make rookie mistakes. And so I think it'll come down to the two defenses. What defense can offset the other defense? And I just believe in the Carolina Panthers defense. Now, don't get me wrong. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a great defense. I just believe that Carolina will show up because they're at home. And they have something that they want to accomplish. And so I think that the hardest game going down the stretch, to me, in my personal opinion, will be the Detroit Lions. Now, the Detroit Lions at home is very different than the Detroit Lions away. And y'all know, and I got receipts of this, I said that the Detroit Lions were going to win 7 games, okay? Well, look, y'all, they might even win more than 7, but I at least saw 7 in their future because I really was believing in what my man Dan Campbell was doing. I saw how they were just playing for him, and I just saw what they looked like as a team. And I just really, really liked what Dan Campbell was putting together in Detroit. And so what Detroit has going on is nothing short of amazing. And I really, really like what they look like. And that's why I said that they were going to win 7 games. Because if you got a coach that is willing to go to bat for you like that, then by gosh, you got to go to bat for him. And so Dan Campbell is doing a really, really good job with the Lions. And so I think that'll be Carolina's toughest task. If Carolina can squeeze past them, I think that Carolina will definitely win the division. I think that they're riding on the momentum now, and I think that they really have bought into what Coach Wilkes is selling them, and I think that they're going to do it. I honestly do. I honestly believe that the Carolina Panthers are going to come from behind, and they're going to win the NFC South division, and they're going to host a playoff game at home. That's where I'm at, okay? And on to next things, everybody's talking about Tom Brady and the Bucs. Listen. And people are saying that it has a lot to do with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I do believe that some of it has to do with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers not being in rhythm. The offense and things are not clicking. They're just not congealing like they once were, and there are issues there or whatever. And people are blaming it on everybody else except for Tom, okay? And I know that people give him the benefit of the doubt because he's Tom Brady. This man has 6 Super Bowl rings. But here is the thing, y'all. Tom Brady is 45 years old. Some of it's Tom. He's overthrowing receivers. He's missing timing routes. Some of that has just come with age. And I think even if you put him on another team, I think you'll see the same things because I think that Father Time has finally caught up with Tom Brady. And I think it is time for him to hang up the cleats and say, it's been a good 6 rings and I'm going to just go out like that. Because I'm telling you, he cannot take those hits anymore. Father Time is telling on him. And as much as great as he's been, I'm telling you, Father Time has caught up with Tom. Do I think Tom would just drop off and look just like a shell of himself? No, but I don't think he'll be the Tom that we once thought he was gonna be, that he would be. He's gonna need a lot of help to do the things that he does, just like Russell Wilson needs a lot of help to do the stuff that he's doing. And y'all see what happened with Russell Wilson yesterday. Messed around and got a concussion, head cut up. You know what I'm saying? From that game yesterday. And all of this is Father Time catching up. Okay? These are quarterbacks that I have watched for the last 10, 12, 13 years. And Father Time is catching up. That's why the NFL stands for not for long, because you don't get a long run, And the reason why Tom Brady has lasted as long is because they have always protected him. Now imagine, Seattle has protected Russell Wilson for half of the time that Tom Brady's been protected. He got 20 years out of the deal. So now Russell's probably at like 10 or 11 years, maybe even 12 years. And he's looking like a shell of himself because Father Time has caught up to him. And so it's just the nature of the game. That's how it goes, and so that's just where we are. Now, let's go on to the Tennessee Titans. A lot of people are concerned about the Tennessee Titans, right? And I told you guys that if Derrick Henry didn't do it, it wasn't going to be done. And that's what they're running into now. If Derrick Henry is not on the field to be able to do it, it's not done. And now they need, in situations where they're getting caught because they're able to stop Derrick Henry from doing what Derrick Henry does, they need Ryan Tannehill to come out and make plays. And guess what? He can't do it. And so I think that they will be probably working with Malik Willis either a lot this offseason so that they can move on from Ryan Tannehill, or they'll be drafting or finding a new quarterback to fit in that system because Ryan Tannehill is not your guy. Now, another thing that I heard in the rumor mill today is that Jordan Love is possibly going to be requesting a trade from the Green Bay Packers if he is not the starter next year. Well, I say, Carolina, look into it. Because Jordan Love has a lot of promise. If he's not going to cost y'all a lot of picks, a lot of money, I say Carolina look into it because he showed promise in Green Bay. He's been sitting on that bench for 2 or 3 years, not even getting any opportunities to play the game, sitting behind Aaron Rodgers. Nobody knows when Aaron Rodgers is going to leave this game. And it's no need to waste. This guy is 24 years old. He's been sitting on this bench for almost 3, going into his 3rd year. They're wasting him at this point. He hasn't even had the opportunity to be a starter. And he was drafted to be the replacement to Aaron Rodgers. Well, hey, if y'all not going to use him, let somebody else use him, okay? So for me, I say somebody go take a look at Jordan Love. If he's out there, Carolina, I think that that's a good start for you. You're looking for your replacement to possibly Sam Darnold. If you don't think he's your guy, if Jordan Love, you can get him for a 3rd round pick, then go and get Jordan Love, okay? See how that goes for you. And if you can get Jordan Love with a 3rd round pick and he's not going to cost you a lot of money, go get him. I say try it out. It'll work for you. It'll possibly work for you. You don't know. He's been looking good. The moments that he has played behind in Green Bay, he's looked pretty good. He's looked pretty accurate, looked pretty efficient. I say try it out. That's where I'm at. And so I pretty much stayed on all the quarterbacks. And listen, and quarterbacking is about systems, okay? And the reason why I can tell you about systems is because look at the job that Ben Johnson is doing with Jared Goff. Everybody said he wasn't fixable. And he is playing the best that he's ever played in his career. He didn't look this good under Fisher. Jared Goff, I thought, oh my God, he's hopeless. You know what I'm saying? Under Fisher, Sean McVay threw him away. And now he's on his 3rd coach. And guess what? He looks the best that he's ever looked. And you know what the biggest difference is? Detroit wanted him. It was never a question of if Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson wanted him. They assured him, you're our guy. And when you have that insurance and people believe in you, you play different. And that's what he's doing. And so y'all, listen, it is a lot happening, but I had to chime in and tell y'all a couple of things that I've been seeing, a couple of things that I wanted to talk about and where I was at. Y'all, leave me a comment. And as always, please like, share, subscribe, okay? Because your girl need viewers, girl need followers. And as always, comment, like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you think of the video. Tell me what you think. What do you think about my Jordan Love proposal? Do you think Carolina should try him out? Do you think he should go somewhere else? You know, are the Green Bay Packers making a mistake by sending him and not moving on from the great Aaron Rodgers? I don't know. You tell me. So that's what I have to say for today. I'm your host, Shalika, and this is Shalika Knows Sports. I'm signing out. See ya.